Now let's take a look at the MPC meeting. Left rates unchanged at 18%, despite a fall in inflation in April. There have been a bit of mixed reactions, some saying that the MPC was a bit conservative and others saying that it was the right decision. What did you make of that decision by the MPC?
Well, it's a right decision. I mean, considering the fact that what they are saying is the inflation rate is still above the 9%, which is the target of the government. As of now, we are at 13%. And so, given a choice between economic growth and a stable economic environment, the MPC chose to go for the latter. And so that is why they have maintained the rate at 18% for 5 months running. And probably they'll continue to do that for the next few months, considering the fact that the factors around the high inflation rate are still in place.
And now looking at the shilling, it was steady in today's trading session now that the central bank have left rates unchanged at 18%. At what type of range can we see the shilling trading going forward?
Well, I would say it will remain at the 83 range, plus or minus 0.5, given the fact that there are no fundamental changes that are going to happen to make it go up or lower. I do not see it changing much, and so we will probably expect to see it fluctuating around that rate.
So in your view, you're not seeing any interest rate change anytime soon, perhaps sometime after June? Like I said, the factors that are surrounding the high inflation rate include, number one, we are importing a lot of things. Number two, weather factors have contributed to high cost of food. And number three, issues to do with elections that are still coming up, and people will still spend money. Probably after July, they can relook at the inflation rate and say, well, this is a good performance. We can now lower the rate. Let's talk through market performance. We're seeing the NSE 20 sitting above that 3,600 points mark. What did you make of performance on the bourse, given that it was a pretty short week?
Yeah, it was a short week. The week was characterized by a lot of tension early in the week as most investors were waiting for the announcement by the MPC. That capitalization was quite low. But after a while, we've seen very good performances in the market, that pushing it even to 3,600. Of course, the build-up has been in the past few weeks. We'll continue to see the build-up continuing up, considering the fact that the market is active and performance is continuing to be registered.
Now looking at Diamond Trust Bank, the shareholders have approved that capital raising plan. They're looking to raise about 1.7 billion shillings, between 1.7 and 1.8 billion shillings, but still awaiting the capital markets approval there coming through. What do you perhaps think that this will be? What's the likelihood that this will be approved?
Absolutely. Diamond Trust Bank is a strong bank. Their fundamentals are right, and they have registered very good returns to investors in the market. There is no reason as to why CMA should fail to approve this. You'd realize that in the banking sector, the bigger you are, the merrier it is, especially even for the investor, because the returns become much better. And so Diamond Trust Bank has has decided to grow even bigger. And this is the way they have chosen, and it will pay off in the long run.
Are you perhaps buying into the stock at this stage?
Let's wait for the approval. When CMA has okayed, then we can talk.
Now looking at Safaricom, expecting a full year results next week. That stock has rallied about 10% since November. What type of results are you expecting Safaricom to post in next week's session?
Safaricom is not the beautiful counter it used to be, giving out unusual profits or abnormal profits. The days of 20 billion might be long gone. However, it is still a very strong counter, and it has continued to post good results, probably buoyed by M-Pesa business and the financial services. So while the competition has been stiff in the last 1 year, I mean, they will still continue to report some good results. I am hopeful of that.
Let's take a look at the agricultural sector. We had Lemuri Tea falling back in yesterday's trading session, eGards falling back in today's session, but we had Williamson's Tea gaining today. Is there still some value within the agricultural sector? We did have the shilling, which did help these stocks last year. It was sitting at 107, now at 84 or about. Is there still value for these agricultural sector?
The agricultural sector is highly valuable. I mean, most of the stocks are undervalued, considering the fact that they have lots of land they are holding, and the lands, the pieces of land are mostly undervalued. Given that, however, most of them are worried of the performance this year because of the issue of high cost of labor and high cost of fuel in production. That notwithstanding, I mean, it's not all bad news. Williamson Tea has reported some good performance today, and will probably continue to do so. I would say it's mostly speculative, as most people are either buying or taking the profits away.
Let's cast our eye into next week. What are your expectations to come through for the NSE 20? Continue to trade above that 3,600 points mark?
Yes, I do not see it dropping anytime in next week. The drop this week was mostly due to profit taking and the instability around the dollar due to the fact that it was end month. But as of next week, we'll probably see higher results.